When we hear about millionaires and billionaires who dropped out of college, it's easy to start thinking that dropping out or not going at all can make you more money, but statistically that isn't the case. Whilst I definitely don't think college is right for everyone, and I definitely don't think you need to go to be successful, I've compiled a list of the degrees that create the most millionaires, the most lucrative degrees that there are. Because there definitely are plenty of degrees that can give you the skills to make a lot of money. I'll include some links to some of the research I've used in the description, but right now let's dive into the list. Number 1, computer science. When picking a degree, I think it's useful to consider the trajectory of the industry it's most likely going to lead you to. Because if it's going to take you maybe 3 years to get your degree, you probably don't want to be heading towards an industry that's already in decline. Now, of course, when it comes to computer science and technology in general, you don't need me to tell you the direction that's going. And when you think about most of the companies in recent history that have had really crazy growth, Amazon, Google, they're all technology companies. And of course, we're only just getting started with their potential. Things like artificial intelligence and machine learning, all these technological advancements are going to drastically change so many industries. And so, computer science skills are going to be heavily in demand. In fact, according to the BLS report, in just the next 2 years, demand for these types of skills will increase by 27%. Even as of right now though, there are over 500,000 computer-related jobs in the US alone and only 50,000 graduates to fill them. According to job searching site monster.com, the average computer science graduate can earn around $66,000 as the base salary, and then typically senior software engineers reel in around $112,000 every year. Number 2 is business. And this one probably isn't as big of a surprise as some of the others on this list we're going to talk about because, well, it makes a lot of sense. Learning about how businesses run and operate can either lead you to becoming a manager, lead you to starting your own business, or just making good investments because of the business understanding you have. And all of those things can lead to a lot of money. Businesses, after all, are designed to make money. However, business is a little broad. In particular, the courses that seem to lead to the most millionaires are business administration courses and MBAs, which are similar but at a higher level. Now, I actually studied business at university myself, which checks out because I am pretty money driven, but I don't think it's necessarily that the knowledge you get from a business degree is going to make you a millionaire. It's just that it often puts you on a path of either getting a high-level position in a business or wanting to start your own business. Not only that, but there's a lot of overlap in a business degree with leadership theories, marketing, and other skills that are generally regarded as being very profitable. Number 3, engineering. Engineering is extremely diverse, but it's also one of the degrees that creates the most millionaires. The world's once richest man, Carlos Slim, and the world's current richest man, Jeff Bezos, have something in common: a degree in varying branches of engineering. In fact, and this really is kind of mind-blowing, 22% of Forbes' 100 rich list took engineering at university, so more than 1 in 5 of the richest people. That can't be pure coincidence. In fact, it seems like there are a few reasons for this. One of them is the sheer range that engineering covers, because you can choose anything from civil to electrical to even biological engineering. But more crucially, engineering degrees are also quite difficult degrees to get into, which means they're often filled with very hard workers, so it kind of makes sense they'd go on to make a lot of money. However, not only that, Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank has said he loves working with engineers because they learn practical problem solving. And being able to design solutions to real-world problems is obviously a very profitable skill. That's how you make money, solving problems for people. So actually, the skill set of engineering makes total sense that it would be generating a lot of millionaires and even billionaires. Number 4 is finance and economics. I've grouped these together, but this is another case where it's a double win. Because if you understand finance or accounting or economics, basically if you're good with numbers, there are definitely a lot of direct jobs that can lead to high-paying positions. But the reason I say it's a double win is that even if you don't get a job specifically in finance or economics, the skill set you develop is going to allow you to make better investments. For example, Warren Buffett studied economics. So I think a big reason that this degree generates a lot of millionaires is that not only can you make a lot of money from the job these degrees lead to, but you can also then use that money in smarter ways to make even more money. You understand investing so much better. In fact, quite a lot of US presidents have studied economics. Gerald Ford, Ronald Reagan, George W. Bush, and now Donald Trump. But now let's move on to number 5 on our list, which is law. Law has always been a traditionally high-earning profession, and it's still true that if you work your way up the ranks and eventually become a partner at a firm, you're probably going to be making a lot of money. There's always going to be demand for top lawyers. However, not everyone uses their law degree to become a lawyer. One random example is John Grisham, who studied law and went on to write very popular crime novels, and has now sold upwards of 300 million books, netting himself over $200 million in the process. However, I think another key reason that law degrees made this list goes back to investing once again. I mean, just think, if you have a good understanding of the ramifications of new legal legislation changes and new laws in a way that most other people don't, you're at a huge advantage there to make more strategic business and investment decisions. But as we wrap up here, don't be disheartened if the degree you want to study or are studying or have already studied isn't on the list, because it's not so much about the degree title you have and much more about the skills you have and how you implement them, which anyone can do at any time. Plus, these are just the degrees with the most millionaires. There's still been plenty of millionaires from totally different degrees: politics, medicine, marketing, maths, just to name a few others that can often lead to high net worths. And of course, even degrees that don't typically lead to a high net worth, you can hopefully be the exception. However, if you do want to make a lot of money, make sure you're subscribed to this channel, because there are going to be plenty more videos to help you with that. Drop a comment below if you made it all the way to the end of this video, and then head on over to one of these videos here, which I think you're really going to like. Thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you there. Cheers.